China, you may now begin your presentation.
China, the world's largest agricultural nation. 1 in 8 people in the world are farmers living in rural China, and 6 million of them earn less than $1 per day. They have no welfare system to support them. They are left isolated from China's rapid development, without a chance to better their lives. However, there is a group of talented and passionate students who are using the positive powers of business to make a difference. They are creating social enterprises to transfer skills to local communities to change their lives and minds. The people that are changing those lives are from SIFE, Nottingham, China. Now, we will show you the story behind this success.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am Eric Bertu from Project Team.
I am Schumann from Human Resource Department.
I am Wu Zihan from Finance Department.
I am Yao Shen, also from Human Resource Department. We are from
SIFE Nottingham, China.
This year, our SIFE team has run 9 community outreach projects which have impacted over 12,000 people. Today, we will showcase 2 out of our 9 projects, BVAL and G Solution. Throughout the presentation, the relevant SIFE criteria will be shown at the bottom of the screen and are highlighted in our annual report.
You've guessed it. This is about bees. The Chinese wild bee is a dying species. Over the past 100 years, the Chinese wild bee population has decreased by 75%. What's more, if this species bee dies out, over 500 flowers that it pollinates will also follow its fate.
In April 2008, our provincial government launched an initiative to help increase the wild bee population in the Swimming Mountain region. This initiative, although admirable, had a flaw, as it only focused on those beekeepers with over 10 beehives, meaning that it left out 100 of the 500 beekeepers in the region. These were the people who were most in need of our help.
So, what did we do? We launched our 3-year program, aimed to
increase the Chinese wild bee population in Simi Mountain,
raise awareness of the extinction problem,
improve local beekeepers' skills,
and establish a local beekeeping cooperative.
This year, we have finished implementing the first phase of our project, educating 30 beekeepers to bring them up to industry standards, and secondly, establishing a distribution channel for their wild bee honey. This is the first solution to create a sustainable business for their honey.
So, how did we educate the beekeepers? Working with a local beekeeping expert, we devised a hands-on education program to improve the local beekeepers' efficiency. Following a skills audit, we decided to tackle 3 key problems: the type of beehive used, the location of the hive, and disease prevention methods.
when we first met the beekeepers, they were using old-fashioned and ineffective beehives. These not only result in low honey yield, but also hinder breeding. We worked with the beekeepers to help them upgrade to new industry standard hives, which dramatically increase honey yields by phenomenal 100%.
With the new beehives, the beekeepers now need a better way of relocating them. Previously, they located their beehives close to their home for convenience. We taught them the benefit of relocating them closer to the plants that the bees were pollinating, which not only increased the yields, but also the number of wildflower.
Finally, we educate the beekeepers on natural disease prevention methods. Encourage the beekeepers to move away from the common industry practice using antibiotics. We taught them how to use the Huaqianjingten herb. This is an organic solution that when applied to beehives can reduce the rate of infection by 30%.
By successfully assessing the beekeepers' skills deficits, we have achieved impressive results. The number of beekeepers enrolled in our education program has increased from 10 to 30, meaning we are now working with 30% of small-scale beekeepers in the region.
At the same time, we've also educated them on essential bookkeeping techniques and growth strategies. As a result, they have reinvested the profits towards purchasing 50 new beehives. Our education strategy also enabled the beekeepers to increase their honey yield by 100%, and consequently, the beekeeping-related income tripled from $150 to $450. What's more, our efforts also have had a large environmental impact, with the breeding rate of Chinese wild bee increasing by 50%, and the general wild bee population increasing by 35%.
We were happy and feeling positive about our program as the successful beekeeping results will come in. But as part of our 3-year strategy to create a successful business for beekeepers, we then move on to the next stage of our project, identifying a sales channel.
Through our research, we found a company called Tianzhou Limited, who had only been operating for 5 months and was searching for local wild bee honey suppliers. Thinking the beekeepers with Tianzhou provided the perfect solution, and they immediately established contracts with 3 of our beekeepers. Tianzhou was so impressed with the beekeepers' efficiency and quality of honey, they have now increased the number of beekeepers they hold sales contracts with to 17.
Up to this point, we had focused on helping the beekeepers. However, we believe that as a young company, Tianzhou could benefit from our team's entrepreneurial knowledge. Whilst the company had manufacturing and operating capabilities, they lacked the knowledge on how to market their product and expand their retail outreach. We realized that by expanding Tianzhou sales, we could benefit all members along the supply chain.
Our research revealed that young women eat wild bee honey because, according to Chinese experts, it can improve their skin complexion and sustain a youthful appearance.
Working with Tianzhou, we helped the company connect to niche market and establish links with 14 university supermarkets, the prime location for this target demographic. Our site team also set up stalls at 12 local food markets, and as well as selling Tianzhou's honey products, we distributed leaflets raising awareness of the nutritional benefits and extinction problem the bee was facing.
Tianzhou has proved they have learned from the success skills we have taught them. They have now independently established contracts with several leading supermarket chains in the Zhejiang province. This has led to an increase of their wild bee honey sales from $14,500 to $78,000 in just 1 year.
Whilst we were impressed with the company's growth, we wanted to ensure they acted ethically. We helped them to develop a CSR strategy, which included using part of their profits to donate hives to the beekeepers, which has increased their production capacity by 20%.
This was not the only way we raised awareness of the population crisis facing the Chinese wild bee. We entered an e-marketing competition run by China's #1 search engine, Baidu. They were impressed by our ambitions to raise awareness of the extinction problems facing the Chinese wild bee and promote Tianzhou's honey brand. As a result, we were awarded 3rd place out of 14,000 competitors across China. We won $175,000 in the form of search engine optimization tools, which we use to drive traffic to our website. Over 6 million people have now visited our website, where they'll be able to gain awareness of our project and how they can help to protect the Chinese wild bee.
So, why has the Bee Valley project created such a buzz?
We've helped to increase the Chinese wild bee population by 35% in Simi Mountain.
Impacted 30% of our target population, helping to increase their yields by 100%.
Increase local beekeepers' honey income from $150 to $450.
And help the Tianzhou increase their revenue by 430% in just 1 year.
But this is just the start of the Bee Valley project. We feel we have a proven model which worked for this community and can be applied elsewhere. So we have taken the decision to double number of beekeepers to 60% of small-scale beekeepers in Simi Mountain. At the same time, we also helped them establish a cooperative to increase the bargaining power when selling their honey. Finally, we want to ensure that as many people as possible benefit from our program by creating local knowledge sharing platform for the community.
From bees and honey to something quite different, ginseng.
It may look quite strange to you, but this innocent-looking root plant is used as a herbal remedy. Some even say that it's a powerful aphrodisiac.
$150. That's how much ginseng can cost per gram in Shanghai retailers.
$300. That's how much a ginseng farmer makes in 1 year.
2 grams. The amount of ginseng a farmer can purchase from end retailers per annum. Incredible to think that the average consumer in one visit purchases 15 grams of ginseng, but the farmer producing it can't even afford to buy 1/3 of that in an entire year.
Unbelievable. But this is a reality of 150,000 farmers living in Changbai Mountain in northeast China, where 70% of the world's ginseng is grown.
Our idea was to create the Ginseng Solution Project to help this impoverished community who all rely on selling ginseng to survive. But before that, we had to understand how the ginseng market operated.
The supply chain starts with the growers who harvest the crop. They sell the fresh ginseng to local processors for as little as $1 per gram. The processors clean and dry the ginseng before selling to multiple intermediaries at local markets for $3 per gram.
Here comes the clever part. When intermediaries package, brand, and distribute ginseng, they can achieve prices up to $100 per gram, none of which trickles down the supply chain. Finally, the finished product reaches the shops, retailing for up to $150 per gram.
Using our business knowledge, we developed a 5-year plan to help create economic opportunity for the local ginseng community in 2 ways. Firstly, we worked with local ginseng processors and helped them to establish a company. This meant they could sell direct to the end retailers, cutting out the intermediaries they were previously selling to. Secondly, we established one of the first microfinance funds to be created by university students in China to enable ginseng growers to have a better quality of life.
So, how did we help the local processors? Let's start by introducing Mr. Zhao. He was one of 5,000 people working in Changhai Mountain who bought ginseng from the local farmers. At his home, he cleaned and dried ginseng before selling it to the intermediaries at the local market. This provided him with an income of just $2,000 per year.
Unlike intermediaries, Mr. Zhao didn't have the knowledge or capabilities to brand, package, and distribute his ginseng. These were skills only intermediaries possessed, and meant that he had to forfeit the high profit margins they achieved.
Our solution was to work with Mr. Zhao and 3 other local ginseng processors, all of whom had the same problems. Together, we established the Ant River Ginseng Company, which allowed them to cut out the intermediaries they were previously selling to. Working with Ant River, we helped them to develop an entrepreneurial value proposition, focusing on the product, the preservation method, and the packaging.
First, the product. In addition to selling traditional dried ginseng, we encourage Ant River to explore the niche market of fresh ginseng.
But this was not the only market innovation. Since they were selling fresh ginseng, they needed a method of prolonging its shelf life, as Changhai Mountain is over 3,000 kilometers away from the retailers it was selling to. We found that if we packaged our fresh ginseng products with moss, we could extend its shelf life from 1 to 3 months, which is highly appealing to the retailers. It was also a low-cost solution, since moss grows alongside the ginseng.
The final innovation focused on the packaging. Traditionally, ginseng is sold in expensive wooden boxes weighing up to 1 kilogram. Instead, we told the company the benefits of using recycled cardboard packaging. These provided an environmentally sustainable solution which reduced the carbon footprint, but was also cheaper, giving us a competitive advantage.
However, to To ensure the success of these innovations, we had to consider industry accreditation and retail distribution. Since the processors had no experience of selling directly to the end retailers, they were not familiar with the industry accreditation process. So, in consultation with the Ningbo Food and Drug Administration, we guided Ant River through the process of applying for the relevant certifications. This resulted in the company receiving a license from China's Food and Drug Administration and obtaining a health inspection certificate for their processing facilities. In addition, in July 2009, the company was awarded the ISO 9001-2000 Quality Systems Certificate.
As a new entrant to the market, we had to gain trust from the customers. Chinese people believe the best quality ginseng originates from Changbai Mountain. Therefore, we applied for and were awarded the Changbai Mountain Mark of Origin to officially authenticate the source of our products. We were also delighted to receive an invitation to exhibit our products at 2010 Shanghai World Expo, showcasing our products to a global audience.
Now, on to our distribution strategy. We concentrated our distribution within Zhejiang province, where there's large demand for high-quality ginseng. Leading by example, we visited potential retail outlets with Ant River's employees, guiding them through the process of negotiating deals and winning sales contracts.
We are proud to say that Ant River's ginseng products are now stocked in 39 pharmacies across 5 cities within Zhejiang province, and the company is the sole supplier for 4 hotel restaurants. This all contributed to Ant River achieving a turnover of $268,000 in the past financial year.
Earlier, we spoke about Mr. Zhao. Now, how has his life changed? His annual income has increased from $2,000 to $4,500. This is the story of just one of the 4 local processors we established Ant River with. 2 years ago, they cleaned and dried ginseng at their homes and had no idea how to run a company. Today, they're successful entrepreneurs who are acting as role models within their community.
We mentioned that our 5-year plan aims to help 2 groups within the local ginseng community. We've demonstrated the success we've achieved with the local processors, but now let's look at those who are in an even worse position. The group at the very start of the supply chain, the ginseng growers.
The problem these growers were facing is that ginseng can take up to 15 years to grow before harvest. Mr. Lu is one of the farmers who earned just 80 cents per day. He didn't have a regular source of income and only received bulk payment when he harvested his crop, meaning that he faced a cash flow crisis.
We found an innovative way to solve this issue by establishing our very own microfinance fund. But how did it operate? Working with the provincial government who supervised the fund, we selected 5 of the neediest farmers in the region who will harvest their crops within the next 3 years. This February, we provided each of them with an interest-free loan, which will be paid back in the quarterly installments over 1 year. Funding is provided by our 10% share in Ant River and a donation from Huaqiao Foundation, an affiliate member of the Rotary Club.
But giving poor people money without any guidance is not a sustainable solution. In conjunction with Anhui Fuhua Mushroom Company, we introduced the farmers a new technology of interplanting and no-kin mushroom alongside ginseng. The benefits of this are twofold. Firstly, the mushroom releases a natural chemical which works as a fertilizer for the ginseng, thus decreasing the growth cycle by 2 years. And secondly, since mushrooms can be harvested monthly, they provide the farmers with a new regular source of income.
The success of this new technique has exceeded all expectations. Mr. Liu was one of the 3 farmers who used his microfinance loan to purchase the mushroom seeds. He has made $450 from harvesting the mushrooms, enabling him to pay back all of his $230 loan 5 months early. He's even managed to upgrade from his old black and white TV to a color one, a small step in improving his quality of life.
Another farmer has purchased 120 baby chickens and chicken feed. This will provide him with a much-needed new source of income when he sells the meat and the eggs at the local market.
Since the microfinance fund has been so successful, Our project has been reported by 28 publications, reaching every province in mainland China and Hong Kong, leaving a gross impression of 44 million people. Our national media coverage, including China News, China Daily, and People's Daily, have allowed us to share our achievements and vision across the nation.
This summer, we took a significant step forward in the development of our fund. 3 of our team members went to Bangladesh to visit 2 of the world's leading microfinance organizations, BRAC and the Grameen Bank. We were also fortunate enough to meet the 2006 Nobel Prize winner, Professor Yunus, and Sir Abed, the founder and chairperson of the NGO BRAC. They are now acting as our business advisors, helping us to move to the next stage in our 5-year plan, expanding the microfinance fund.
There are 2 aspects to this vision: charging interest and the creation of a group guarantor structure, both of which will come into effect in February 2011. The interest payments will provide our fund with a much-needed new source of capital to help with the fund's operation. The group guarantor structure is a tried and tested method used by BRAC and Grameen banks in Bangladesh. It is suitable for very close-knit communities, like the one in Chiang Mai Mountain. It helps to limit the risk our fund is taking on, while allowing us to quadruple the number of farmers involved.
This year, our Jing Solution project has
empowered 4 ginseng processors to start a business and establish contracts with 43 retailers.
Created microfinance fund, providing 5 farmers with a total of $800.
and increase the processor's income by 125% and the grower's income by 150%.
But most importantly, we have changed the mindset of these farmers. We have given them hope, a chance to change their lives forever. They feel so fortunate to be in this position, they have taken it upon themselves to help change the lives of those around them. This is something special.
Behind these exciting achievements is a unique team of SIFE Nottingham, China.
Our team has grown from only 13 members to a close-knit family with over 100 members.
In true SIFE spirit, we have conquered the challenges we face and come through the difficult times.
Every little thing which can take so long to achieve has really let us feel the true meaning of perseverance. This year, we,
SIFE Nottingham, China,
With 9 projects,
generated over $800,000 in revenue.
Reached over 44 million people through our media coverage.
and impacted over 12,900 individuals.
however, behind these figures, it is our people who are the driving force behind the project, the nuts and bolts which pull everything together. It is our unified SIFE vision of
Empowering the local community with global business excellence.
Let's thank the team from China. Judges, you may now begin the question and answer period.
China is quite impressive. Well done. I'm very interested in your ginseng project. I realize that the farmer who grows the ginseng is shortchanged, and you try to solve the farmer's problem basically by the introduction of the microfinance and so on. And the middle person who rather had some sort of improvement in the income generation. And I was wondering that after, you said 8 years or something for the ginseng to grow, that means that the growing of the ginseng is very laborious and time consuming. that farmer should have adequate return on that. Now, could you have done a little bit more by way of also training the farmer in packaging, some sort of value add, which will increase the income of the farmer from the $1 or 80 cents that they sell the plant to the rather middle person who makes quite a sizable income? Then you would have improved the income potential of the farmers and impacted a lot more of them. Could you have done something about it? I don't know the process of ginseng, but you must be quite aware of that. And it looks as if the demand is completely inelastic. They will buy it at any price at the end of the supply chain. So could you have done something a bit more for the farmer?
Thank you for your question. When we established the Antwerp company, we not only cut out the intermediaries, which actually cut out several stages of intermediaries who all received a price markup when they sold it on. We also taught Antwerp about how to package and distribute the products so they could sell directly to end retailers. So we did actually add value to those ginseng farmers.
A very, very impressive presentation, but looking at your figures from the back page, the number of people impacted by the two presentations you gave were relatively small. You had bigger impacts on other areas of your work which you didn't decide to profile. Are you satisfied by the numbers which are basically at 29 and 30?
Thank you for your question. The reason that we choose these two projects to present is because, as we have mentioned in the introduction video, that China is one of the biggest agriculture nations. And agricultural problems are one of the biggest problems that China is facing now. So both of our two projects are related to the agriculture part. And secondly, because we think that side projects is better to enhance those people who really need help, quality rather than the quantity. And in terms of your question, we think we have at a very start of our projects. So both of them have run for 2 years, but we do have future plans for this. For the Beefalo project, we aim to double the number of beekeepers in Simi Mountain to 60% of the small-scale beekeepers. And for the Jing Solution project, in terms of the microfinance fund, we aim to help 20 more growers to get funds from us and can live on themselves. Thank you.
Great presentation. I'm interested in one question on the role of government in some of the projects around the beekeepers. Did you see any difference in performance of the small-scale producers versus those that qualified for government subsidies?
Thank you for your question. Our education program was more tailored and more hands-on than the government-provided education program. That was much more, it wasn't at face value. And that's where our project added more value in terms of increasing the number of bees within the region. So we found, because we tailored it to the education program, to the beekeepers through interviews, we could give them a much more accurate education program for the problems that they had.
Very good presentation. The number of members in the SIFE team, the growth is very impressive. What are some of your recruitment strategies?
Thank you for your question. In terms of ensuring that we have sustainability within the team, we recruit from 4 different year groups.
Your time has expired. Judges, please join me in thanking the University of Nottingham Ningbo SIFE team from China.